We have joining us on the show via Skype, Oma Akatugba, a renowned journalist, a German-based international sports journalist. Good to have you with us.
Good morning. Good to be with you on Post TV.
If I remember quite well, to say good morning, it's a good morgen.
Correct. Good morgen.
I think I should just travel to Germany. Now, can you give us an update of what exactly is happening in Germany? Because we heard about 10 players have tested positive, but we do not know the players and the club size that they play for.
Well, after the first wave of testing were carried out, 10 results came out positive. 3 individuals from FC Cologne. Wow. But of course, their identities are still being kept under wraps for, of course, security reasons. But of course, we know that 3 individuals are from FC Cologne, and of course, 7 others spread around the other clubs, the other 36 clubs in Bundesliga 1 and Bundesliga 2. The good thing for me is that Nigerian international or Nigerian striker, Taiwo Awoniyi, who plays for Mainz, result came out negative. I contacted him, and he said to me he's done his testing, and of course, it came out negative. So that is the situation, and of course, obviously, it brings the plan to restart the league under serious scrutiny. But of course, on the flip side, it provides extra security. Now they know those who are positive. They can put them, of course, they put them under isolation. Now everyone is sure of the current state of health of everyone around them. Yeah. And of course, they can carry on their training.
Now, but in your own words, do you think that the league should be restarted, looking at the positive results that we've had so far, in as much as most of the other players have tested negative? Do you think the league should restart, or should we just cancel the league and award Bayern the champions of the Bundesliga?
Well, if I am a member of the Bundesliga board, I will be saying yes. Because the major reason they want to restart football is business. The CEO of the Bundesliga, Christian Steifert, in an interview with New York Times last month, said that if the league does not restart, it could be ruinous to the financial state and the financial life of both the league and the clubs. They are looking at losses in the tune of 800 million euros. And of course, there will be a big financial catastrophe at one among 3 Bundesliga clubs, both in the first and the second division, and they want to completely avoid that. Also, when you consider the fact that Germany is easing off the lockdown slowly, salons that were shut down for the past 6 weeks have been allowed to reopen again. So this is business. If other businesses can be reopened, why not the Bundesliga? So I think that even the positive test, the positive result, in my opinion, provides some level of security and closure. Now we are clear about the current state of health around the Bundesliga club, because in their 39-page document, or 39-page document presented to the German government in reopening the league or restarting the league again, this was some of the promises they made, that they were going to be carrying out, centrally documenting all of the COVID-19 cases around all the clubs in Germany, doing thorough testing, which they have already started doing. And it gives them a clear direction. It gives them a clear picture of the situation, and it helps them to properly, protect the players and everyone around, the games, if they eventually restart. I think that they can restart despite having 10 positive results. They tested over 1,724 persons, individuals, and of course, 10 came out positive. That is 0.4%. Not a bad thing, in my opinion. It's not even a surprise, because, of course, you would expect that among 1,200 persons in a country that is in a coronavirus crisis like this, you have at least 10 or even 50 who are positive. But around football, according to this result, only 10 individuals are coronavirus positive, which is something that gives them a clear understanding of how they can go forward, in terms of their plan to restart the league.
Now, looking at the restart of the league now, we're also hearing that the games might be played behind closed doors without the football fans right there. There was also something I read of, I didn't want to believe this article, but I read of something that players have been told not to spit on the football pitch, and they shouldn't have celebrations with the fans. And I'm saying football is a contact sport. We can't practice any sort of social distancing on a football pitch. How will we get to enjoy football when this comes back to our screens?
I mean, you've seen some games even before the global lockdown was initiated that were played behind closed doors. It looked more like training games. PSG against Borussia Dortmund, a few other games, even in the Champions League, were played behind closed doors. I was on my way to the airport in Berlin to fly to Paris for PSG Dortmund when I got a message from PSG saying that no media personnel will be allowed into the stadium. And we saw it on television. It looked completely like some group of people just having a light workout. We also saw Atalanta versus Valencia in Spain behind closed doors. It will never be like football with fans. Like I always say, football without fans is like drinking tea without sugar, except you are diabetic. So it's quite, awkward. But in the current situation of things, it is the best possible way to restart football in order to avoid an imminent financial crisis that is already on ground, because we know how clubs are already suffering, slashing players' salaries. I think that to further forestall this kind of situation, football must return. Like I said again, people don't see it yet. People tend to see football as just recreation. It is business. If you are opening shops, if you are opening even salons, in my opinion, if you can open salons where people are just going to look good, why can't you allow those in a very critical business like football to restart? The Bundesliga employs over 57,000 persons in Germany. That is a fact in terms of the figures that I have from the Bundesliga. Over 57,000 persons. And this is serious business. It's a big, big economic driver. So I think that in the face of all of this, the Bundesliga will be able to now know how to deal with, the players, deal with officials, deal with everyone who will be involved in a game. And there's also something very interesting. They are also recommending that players should not have sex if they or their partners are showing any form of symptoms. How that will be possible remains to be seen.
That's a tough one, but I'm sure the players are professionals. I'm sure they should be able to adhere to this, but it's probably just for a little while. And I remember there was one time...
Sorry,
yeah?
Can I quickly say something?
All right.
Yeah, I like what you said, that players are professionals and they are expected to be well behaved. But Solomon Kalu's current video basically says otherwise. That has become viral and has put actually Bundesliga's plan to restart under serious, jeopardy. Even Arthur Berlin were completely shocked by that behavior. And of course, they've come out to make statements in trying to do damage control. The guy has deleted the video, he has apologized. But that behavior shows how irresponsible sometimes these professional footballers can be. And that is actually the worry and the growls of so many people in Germany, that you are giving preferential treatment to, millionaire footballers and not, realizing that a lot of other persons' livelihood have been cut short as a result of this coronavirus crisis. Why give footballers preferential treatment? So it's quite a dicey situation, of course, made more dicey by, of course, the 10 positive test, and of course, Solomon Kalu's video.